Selamat malam teman-teman semua. Selamat bergabung kembali bersama kita Komunitas Chan Indonesia dalam berlatih meditasi bersama dan belajar Dharma bersama. Seperti biasanya kita memulai sesi meditasi kita dengan menyelaraskan tubuh dan pikiran dengan melakukan gerak berkesadaran. Setelah tubuh dan pikiran telah diselaraskan, maka kita akan melanjutkan memasuki meditasi duduk bersama. Dan kemudian kita akan keluar dari sesi meditasi dan follow dengan penutupan body massage berkesadaran. Dan kemudian kita baru akan sama-sama mengundang guru kita, Koyen Shifu dari Dharma Mountain Retreat Center USA. Dan topik pembahasannya yaitu platform Sutra ya, oleh Sutra Master Huinen. Langsung saja kita memulai latihan kita. Persilahkan si Xiaochen make for moving meditation ya. Selamat berlatih. Namo Buddhaya. Ya.
Good day, everyone. We will begin with the exercise. When we do the exercise, remember always use our body as a grounding place and fully aware of the movements of the body, the sensation of the body. When we are aware of the movement of the body, is to aware of the main part first and then continue on to the entire body. So we will begin with the warm-up exercise. First of all, stand with feet apart, and the width of the feet is the same with the width of our shoulders, and our feet are parallel. The first one is to swing your arms left and right wide, turn your body left and right. One hand will tap on the shoulder, and the other hand will tap on the back. Fully aware of the movements of the waist, the movements of our arms and palms, and aware of the movements of the entire body. Relax the entire body, aware of the sensations of the body. If you're thinking of something else, aware of it and return to your body. Your body is a grounding place. Enjoy the time that you here and now. Gently come to a pause, feet together, join your palms. Next is the waist movement. Stand with feet apart, parallel and shoulder width. Hold your palms to your waist, bend your waist to the left, front, right, and back. Rotate your waist 360 degrees. Fully aware of the movements of the waist that guiding the entire body. Reverse direction to your right, front, left, back, your movements are very smooth, gentle, relaxed. Enjoy your movements right there. Return to the upright position. Join your palms, feet together. Next is to swing your arms back and forth while bend your knees up and down. Stand with feet apart, parallel and shoulder width. Aware of the movements of your arms. While swing your arms, try so that your arm is not higher than the shoulder. Gently come to a pause, feet together. Join your palms. Next is knees movements. Place your palms to your thighs and bend your knees starting from the left, down, right and up. When bending down a little bit, your upper body will also slightly bend down. Reverse direction. Return to the upright position. Next is extend left and right. Stand so that your feet forming a V and join your palms. Step to the left. Extend your arms. Your head also turn to the direction of the left. Now, first of all, the knees that in the front should not be over the tips of your toes. The second thing is that the two arms are in the same level, not that one is higher than the other. Return. Right. Return. Left. Return. Right. Return. Left. Return. Right. Return. Join your palms. Bow. So we are ready for meditation. You loosen everything that is tight in your body, and then sit on the cushion. Start with joining your palms. Place your palms, place your awareness to the tips of the middle fingers. Place your palms to your knees. We will do the head movements, starting from the left, front, right, back. Again. And again. Reverse direction. Right, front, left, back. Again. And again. Return your head to the upright position. Now do the 3 deep breathings. Make your palms like this and place the palms to the abdomen. The navel will be in the center of the oval shape. Breathe in to your nostrils. Bend your body down. Breathe out to your mouth. Up, breathe in. Down, breathe out. Up, breathe in. Down, breathe out. And up. Readjust posture. Sit correctly. Now check the entire body. Make sure that all the muscles are loosened. Once your muscles are loosened, then you use the scanning method. When scan, then you're just aware of that part. Whatever that sensation are, just notice or just aware, that's enough. Start with your hair, where they in contact with the skin of your skull, aware of that part. Your forehead, aware of the sensation of the skin of your forehead. Your eyes, your cheeks, your nose, your mouth and your chin. And then to your neck, the skin, the muscles of your neck. Shoulders. Upper arms. Lower arms. Your palms, fingers, your chest, the skin, the muscles of your chest. Your stomach. Your back. The waist area. Your buttocks. The touching feeling of the buttocks to the cushion. Put all your weight down to the cushion. Your thighs. Your calves. Your feet. Return to the entire head. Your upper body. Your lower body. Then the entire body that's sitting here. You're calmer and calmer. You may observe your breath. Just observe to see how it works. And then, very naturally, you will follow your breath. through your nostrils. In and out. If you feel that you want to use the counting method, then go ahead. Count your breath from 1 to 10. If you have the method that you're most familiar with, then just use it. Don't mind your wandering thoughts. They come and go by themselves. All you need to do is don't follow them. You are working on your method right now. Stay with a clear mind. And of course, you already relaxed the entire body. Also relax your mind. Just pick up your method again and again. Please continue. When you hear the sound of the chime, tell yourself to come out of meditation. Take 3 deep breaths. Move your fingers. Slightly move your body. Gently join your palms. Place your palms to your knees and rotate your body from small circles to bigger circles. Reverse direction. And massage. Rub the back of your thumb so heat is created. And then press your eye sockets inward to outward. Then rub your palms. Heat is created. Put to your eyes. Release. Again. Rub your palms and wash your face gently. Below, inward, up and outward. And then place your palms like this. Right hand to the left temple, left hand to the right temple. And massage your head and the back of your head. And then massage your
Selamat malam teman-teman semua. Sekarang telah tiba saatnya waktunya kita memasuki sesi Dharma teaching yang akan diberikan oleh guru kita Koyen Shifu dari Dharma Mountain Retreat Center. Yang topik pembahasannya masih sama dengan minggu lalu, yaitu pembahasan sutra, platform sutra oleh Master Huinan. Good morning, Koyen Shifu and
Morning.
Carl, and for the friends from USA, and good evening for all the friends from Indonesia. Now we have reached the session of Dharma teaching that will be given by Koyen Shifu from Dharma Mountain Retreat Center, USA. The topic of today will be the continuation of the Platform Sutra. by Master Huinen. So we just please Koyan Sifu for the Dharma teaching. I will invite every one of us to please turn on the video and let's join our palm together to invite Koyan Sifu. Let's bow, bow. Thank you, Koyan Sifu.
Good day, everyone. Good to be back. Today's Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. And we continue in talking about the Platform Sutra in the chapter of the doubt. Last time it ended go like this. Actually, it's connected with the story that our teacher shared with the doctor who had their office, the place totally burned. So our teacher was comforting him, and then he replied, Shifu, I have been comforted by the Dharma for many years already. It's more than enough. If I weren't a Buddhist, I think this incident would have been a huge problem for me. But because I have studied the Dharma, I feel calm in facing this disaster. And he said, Shifu, please don't worry. And he was the one comforting our teacher. And that is exactly how someone avoids calamity and suffering. Through this disaster, he dispelled misfortune and averted harm. His mind remained peaceful, and this is the function of Dharma. So that was last time. We ended on September 25th, 2025. Now we continue on talking about patience. So patience here has two levels of meaning. So one is enduring hardship and fatigue. So that's one. Another one is its wisdom, the use of Buddhist insight to resolve inner emotional imbalance. Okay, let me repeat this. The use of Buddhist insight to resolve inner emotional imbalance. So using the perspective of the Dharma to transform our emotional unrest is called wisdom. Therefore, the meaning of patience can be both shallow and deep. The shallow level refers to bearing the physical and environmental difficulties in daily life. The deeper level refers to using wisdom to balance and transform our inner turmoil. Thus, patience encompasses both endurance and insight. Well, as the previous talk, we mentioned about some stories. Two stories about the murder case and one about fire, amongst the most frightening of events. If we can endure and come to terms with even situations like murder and arson, then what hardship is there that we cannot accept? So let's talk about the first murder case. All the people involved were Buddhist disciples. At the first glance, it might seem like practicing Buddhism did not help. After all, a disciple was killed. But that very disciple's wife, one is the wife, and then the other one is mother, and the son of the killer, both of them came to see our teacher. The killer was the elder brother, and the victim was the younger brother. So our teacher asked them, do you resent the eldest son? Do you hate the uncle who killed your husband, or your younger son? Well, they replied, we study Dharma. We don't hate it. He had never killed anyone before. This was his karmic retribution. Hating him now serves no purpose. What's done is done. Our family has already suffered great misfortune. Is there any value in adding hatred on top of it? And then our teacher said, it's best if you don't hold on to hatred. The one who was killed is already gone. The one who remains still alive needs our compassion and support. So this is the principle of the Dharma. That family did not engage in any public conflict or emotional outbursts. That is the conduct of true Buddhist practitioners. And taking loss patiently is the practice of enduring humiliation. Conflicts between people are inevitable. There will be arguments, gossip behind one's back, dispute and slander. If we cannot be patient, we might get angry at any moment, seek revenge at any moment, even go so far as to commit violence. But if we can practice patience, minor issues will disappear. Major problems will become small ones. We will remain safe and peaceful. Others will respect and honor you. Patience does not make you a target for mockery or abuse. If someone is looked down upon or mistreated, it's often because they lack wisdom, they lack capability, they frequently say irrational or inappropriate things. That's why others scorn and take advantage of them. But if you are rational, clear-minded, and discerning, even if you are wronged or taken advantage of, that is not humiliation. And that is the practice of enduring humiliation. Now, this is a story about this so-called the hall of 100 patiences. And there's a saying about writing the character patience, not just once, but 100 times. And this become a family teaching, a treasured legacy known as the Hall of 100 Patiences. The idea is to always, at all times, practice patience. And there are still homes today with this plaque, Hall of 100 Patiences. And this has association with the family called Zhang's family. An ancestor of the Zhang family left this teaching to his descendants. What if you see the sign, Hall of 100 Patients? Try going into that house and scolding someone. See if they can practice what they preach. Can they truly endure? Well, if we can really practice patience in speech, we won't speak harshly or say words that wound or criticize too severely. In physical action, we won't glare at others, spit at them, raise our fists, and lift our feet as if to kick. When none of these reactions are present, it means our minds have already accepted and embraced patience. Our words and body language won't provoke others or incite retaliation. Otherwise, due to a lack of patience, we may bring serious harms upon ourselves, even loss of life. And the two cases that we mentioned earlier or last time are clear examples. If the individuals had just endured a moment, the disasters won't have happened. So patience in enduring humiliation is both a turning point and a source of strength. Well, someone has said to our Shifu, saying that we can endure for the sake of personal benefit or loss. But should we still endure when it comes to survival of Dharma? So that's the first question. Should we endure the protection of monastery or the interests of Dharmadram mountain? Should we endure the third one? Should we endure when it comes to the life or death of our country or people? If we don't resist, maybe we can fight for our survival. But if we endure, might we be completely wiped out? Are we to endure endlessly? So there are some questions there. If you are not thinking only for your own interests, but are truly thinking of Dharma, that is remarkable. We know, well, especially for Chinese, about the story of the king called Gou Jian. So you may have heard, or someone of you, the story from China's spring and autumn period of King Gou Jian of Yue, the Yue country. In order to restore his kingdom, he endured bitter hardship, sleeping on firewood and tasting gall. He lived this way to remember his humiliation and strengthen himself, quietly rebuilding the strength of his nation. When time was right, he launched a counterattack and defeated the state of Wu. It was during this time that the famous beauty Shi appeared. So the story is like this. What's this? Patience? Yes, absolutely. And then another story about this scholar named Zhang Liang. All right. So the name of it is called Placing the Shoe Under the Knee. Well, it's the encounter of the tale of Zhang Liang, this person, and the old man of the yellow rock. Well, the story goes like this. He was seeing this old man, and the old man, to test his patience, and ask him to use ask him to place his shoe. Well, he was wearing the shoe, and then using his knees as a stepping or as a resting chair or whatever. And then this person, Zhang Liang, is patient enough to let him do it. And of course, the old man teach him something. So the story goes like this, and then it teaches that for the sake of greater ideals, long-term plans, and distant goals, we must endure humiliation, suffering, and suppression for the time being. If someone tries to wipe us out, we must hide and preserve ourselves instead of confronting them. Why? Because eggs cannot fight against rocks. If they clash, the egg is destroyed. Now, there another thing that our teacher was sharing was like, due to the good intention of both lay and monastic disciples trying to defend our teacher and protect our monasteries and Dharma mountain. But our teacher ended up suffering instead. So when someone criticized our teacher, his disciple fired back at them. Then others assume our teacher was the one who instructed them to do so. As a result, more people began to criticize our teacher. Originally, only one person misunderstood our teacher. Now even more people said, Master Sheng Yan deserves to be punished. It created a public backlash. And when our teacher was still in the US, Taiwan at that time had already descended into chaos. Rumors spread that our teacher was involved in lawsuits with certain individuals. and our Shifu didn't even know about it. This is all because of the disciples acted out of goodwill, and Shigong got caught in the fallout. But our teacher often said, it's okay if people scold Master Shengyan. It's okay if I am misunderstood. It's okay if I am wronged. I'm a monk, a monastic. What does it matter? If I don't respond, the matter ends. If I do respond, the criticism only multiplies, as always. And our teacher, Sigong, once visited Hong Kong, and someone asked him, do you know how bad Master Xingyun is? Master Xingyun is from Buddha Light organization. And Sigong replied, I haven't seen anything. And that person asked, so you don't believe it? Then our teacher asked, do you believe it? And the person said, everyone is saying so. Then our Sigong said, then you are saying it too, aren't you? If others are spreading it, that's their business. But you haven't seen it, so why are you repeating it? If you don't believe it, then why ask me too? I haven't seen anything. I can only say that much. I won't pass it on. And again, Sigong said, you haven't seen it either. Why are you asking me? Why are you asking me? Why are you spreading it? Do you want me to say it's true or false? People like you spreading gossip with no evidence. You are the real troublemakers. After I said that, some people in Hong Kong said, Master Shengyan seems to be defending Master Xingyun. Then Sigong replied, I'm not defending him personally. I'm staying on the principles of Buddhism. We Buddhists should not speak recklessly based on empty rumors. So Sigong said, when people criticize me, I choose not to respond. Many people scold me, and I pretend not to hear. Many people are concerned about Dharma Mountain, about its construction at that time and progress. A few individuals have been spreading rumors. It's not a lot of people, but just a few are enough to stir up trouble. So wherever our Sigong goes, in Taipei, Tainan, or Taichung, people ask him about these rumors. And who spreads them? Our own people. Lay disciples, out of concern, speak not to Sigong directly, but to outsiders. As a result, Sigong ends up having to spend a lot of time explaining and clarifying. These disciples have good intentions. They care about Dharma Mountain and about their teacher. They fear Shigong is being deceived, or the monastery is suffering losses. But in the end, Shigong is the one who suffers. Well, still, is there any benefit to Shigong, our teacher? Well, Shigong said, yes, it raises my awareness and vigilance. Although Shigong already had it to begin with. Well, we very often say good intentions, kind words, and good deeds done to protect our monastery may lead to more trouble. And we hope we all understand, even in such situation, we must practice patience. If we are patient, the problem disappears. You'll be safe, we'll be safe, everyone will be safe. So upholding rights also require patience, but with wisdom to avoid confrontation. Let's ask, if our Shifu was standing by the side of the road and a large group of non-Buddhists came at Shigong with sticks ready to attack, what would you do? You would quickly run away, right? And let Shigong do it. He can take it. And there you go, you run. What we truly need is deep care and concern. Share your good ideas, with us. Let us know about problems you see. Tell others about the good things we have done. And tell us directly about our shortcomings. Just like the businesses often say, please share your strength with others and tell us directly about our weaknesses. If we all support each other in this way, we can avoid many unnecessary troubles and harmful consequences. So, what is the point in this? How do we protect ourselves? Should we be patient? Yes, we must be patient, but not by confronting or criticizing others. We must learn how to avoid trouble, how to prevent problems. This is the most important thing. If we engage in direct confrontation, we will definitely encounter serious trouble. Avoidance is essential. I'll give an example. When practicing Tai Chi, if someone throws a heavy punch, what do? We deflect. With just a light move, we redirect the force. Using a little bit of effort to deflect at almost like 1,000 pounds. So if they come at us with 1,000 pounds of force, and we respond with equal force, both sides will suffer. So we must understand, to survive, we must practice patience. The saying of small impatience disrupts great plans. Let us all be inspired by the word patience. So, some people, perhaps influenced by modern trends, want to take to the street with flags, sticks, axes, stones, and bricks to fight for their right. They say the weak must take strong action to defend their right. Otherwise, the strong will wipe them out. This is a very harmful way of thinking. It's rooted in Darwinian ideas of survival of the fittest, of struggle and elimination. These ideas completely contradict the principles of Buddhism. Buddhism aligns more with the ancient Chinese philosophies of Lao Tzu and Zhuangzi, and has some common ground with Confucian thought. It is not in line with modern Western ideologies of Marx, Lenin, class struggles, and revolutionary confrontation. Now, of course, we don't claim the right to criticize today's politicians and political movements. But as Buddhists, we too may resist or speak up. Only our way is different. There's a saying of, if one can drill wood to produce fire, the mud can surely give rise to a red lotus. Now, this is from the Dharma Sutra. Or the translation is like, if drilling wood can spin smoke into fire, a red petal lotus can surely spring from mud. So, what is the red lotus? This saying is a metaphor. Wood contains fire, but only if you drill it with an iron tool can the fire emerge. Likewise, a filthy mud, beautiful red lotuses can grow. So, the red lotus has two layers of meaning here. First layer, if wood is not drilled with iron, it remains just wood. It cannot produce fire. Similarly, a person who does not study the Dharma or practice meditation remains a sentient being, not an enlightened one. But if one practices meditation and follows the Dharma, one can awaken and become a Buddha. The second layer, wood and fire are essentially the same substance. Without drilling, it is wood. With drilling, it becomes fire. This symbolizes that sentient beings filled with affliction and enlightened Buddhas are not inherently different. As long as one practices the Dharma, one can transform from an afflicted being into a wise and pure Buddha. Once an ordinary being becomes enlightened, a Buddha or a sage, just like wood becoming fire, they can never return to being ordinary wood again. So mud or mire can indeed give rise to lotuses. Don't think that mud is just dirty and useless. As long as a lotus seed is planted in it, the mud can grow a lotus, one that is beautiful, pure, and fragrant. This also has two layers of meaning. First layer, a lotus grows from mud, but without planting the seed. Will mud grow a lotus? No. Mud can grow a lotus, but only if the seed is planted. This means in the afflicted mind of sentient beings, the seed must be planted. What seed? The seed of Dharma, also known as the Bodhi seed. In ordinary terms, we call this giving rise to bodhicitta, the aspiration of awakening. When we hear the Dharma and give rise to this aspiration, that is like sowing the lotus seed in the mud. But even with vine and sweet seed, if there's no water, will the lotus grow? So mud alone isn't enough. Once the Bodhi seed is planted, we create once the Bodhi seed is planted, we need to continuously water it. That means listen to the Dharma frequently, immerse in Dharma teachings, stay close to good spiritual friends, practice and cultivate regularly. So let me repeat. Listen to the Dharma frequently, immerse in Dharma teachings, stay close to good spiritual friends, practice and cultivate regularly. This is our effort, just like cultivating a lotus pond. Once a seed is planted, the pond must be regularly watered. The second layer of meaning, the lotus seed cannot grow in clean, dry soil. It must be planted in muddy water beneath the surface to take root and grow. What does this symbolize? It means that for sentient beings to become Buddhas, it is not by escaping or avoiding this world of afflictions, nor by leaving behind the environment of ordinary beings. Rather, it is precisely within this world of afflictions, among ordinary people, that one must arouse the aspiration to help others. So practice the Bodhisattva path. Emulate the Bodhisattvas and work to relieve suffering in the Saha world. Only then can one become a Buddha. And the Sutra says, the Bodhisattva path of all Buddhas must be cultivated among sentient beings. In other words, all Buddhas attain Buddhahood through cultivating among suffering sentient beings. This is the best and truest course for becoming a Buddha. These two metaphors are very meaningful for us. Most people lack confidence in themselves. Their ego is strong. They think, I'm just an ordinary person. How could I possibly become a Buddha? They don't believe in their potential to become enlightened. This is like a piece of wood. Not believing it could produce fire. I'm just wood. But we are sentient beings, and Shakyamuni Buddha has already told us all sentient beings can become Buddhas. We should believe him. He became a Buddha, and he told us that many others have become Buddhas. So we should believe. If others can do it, so can I. If the Buddha can become a Buddha, so can I. And we must have this faith. That's the point of this teaching, to encourage and inspire us. So there's a question someone asked. Then why have so few people become Buddhas? Throughout history, from thousands of years ago to now, it seems that only Shakyamuni Buddha became enlightened. No one else is recorded as having done so. So many people believe Buddhas and Buddhas, and Buddha are Buddhas. Sentient beings are sentient beings. We are fundamentally different. However, the Buddha's teaching makes sense. He said, if we can let go of all deluded thoughts and attachments, then we will be just like the Buddha. There are brief moments of letting go, and this kind of realization is actually not that hard to experience. Anyone who practices can have a taste of it. But after we get a glimpse, are we already the same as the Buddha? Not necessarily. A Buddha experiences this realization once and remains in that state forever. But ordinary people, after cultivation, may have a moment where they let go of everything. Well, for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. But soon afterward, they cannot hold on to it anymore. Just a moment ago, they heard a Dharma talk and personally and resonated deeply. Yes, I understand. But the next moment, the situation changes. People, events, right and wrong arise, and so on. And the mind afflictions arise again. And that is the condition of ordinary being. But the Buddha told us, as long as we keep practicing, this experience will become deeper and more stable and last longer each time. Eventually, we will become Buddhas. Okay, so I will stop here for this moment.
Thank you, Koyen Shifu, for the Dharma teaching. Should we proceed for the breakout room, Shifu?
Yes, please.
Tolong dibantu si Xiaozhen for the breakout room. So as usual, we will be divided into groups. We will be discussing about today's topic inside the group. And if there's any question, we may ask Shifu after. Thank you. Mute. Selamat bergabung kembali teman-teman semua. Welcome back. So we got time for Q&A. Does anybody have question for or topic for discussion? A question for discuss?
Yes,
Yes, Carl.
yes, please, because we were interrupted in a very crucial moment in the answer what Shifu was giving to how to respond to violence, what affects our heart, but to what we are not really connected physically, but more from the informations. And maybe he could continue this, what he just was to saying when we stopped the conversation, when we went back from the room.
Well, what I wanted to say is concerning this question that you raised, the so-called speechless and the silence. Silent within, referring to silence without giving rise to afflictions or vexations. Now, speechlessness, then if we cannot do it this way, you have to think of some other way to do it. So make sure that it is voice and people know that, okay, this is inappropriate. And the thing is, the thing is that is if that is really solve the problem, that is another issue, because this issue about the Middle East is it's like it's already mixed together. It's not so easy to really untie or release this entangle right there. It's more complicated than what we think. But the problem, the thing here, the practice here is very important, that the silent within, that is to say, with no afflictions or with the least afflictions. Okay.
Thank you, Sifu. Does anybody have any more question? Yeah. No. Sifu is 1:10. Should we proceed for transfer merit and end the session, Sifu?
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Dibantu si Xiaochen. Thank you.
Please join our palms. We pray for the flourishing of Buddha Dharma, for peace in the world, for the joy and contentment of all people, for the freedom and ease of body and mind. May sentient being depart from suffering. May the vows of the donors be fulfilled. 回向佛法兴隆，世界和平，人民安乐，身心自在，众生离苦，施主愿遂。好 ，Thank you, everyone.
You're muted, Dewi.
Please join our palm together and bow to Sifu. Thank you, Sifu.
Thank you,
For the
Sifu.
Thank you very much. And excuse the telephone with what was ringing. My telephone, please excuse this, yes.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sifu.
Sifu.
Have a good day.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Have good rest.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, good day, good afternoon.
Take care,
Bye.
Shifu.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you,
Terima
teman-teman semua.
kasih semua, Pak Agus,
Thank you, Pak
Bos
Agus.
Suki
Thank you
semuanya.
ya,
Bye.
udah
Thank
ngerti.
you.
Good
Night.
night. Thank you, si Xiaochen. Night,
Yuk,
night.
bye, Bro Suki.
Bye, Bu Sugi.